I avoided getting dragged into a club where they're all wearing leather waistcoats and leather hats. Yeah.
What club was that?
I don't know. I wasn't going to get dragged in, but yeah, we had a good time.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the podcast Chatzzz. We've got a very special guest today. Michael, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it. I'm here.
Yeah. In your own office?
Yeah, in my own office, yeah. I got out of bed.
Yeah. Funny story is you actually thought it was going to be a Zoom meeting, didn't you?
I did, yeah. Yes. I didn't have anything set up.
So I'd normally send people like a Zoom link to remind people. Yeah. And people do get like confused. I need to take the Zoom link out. But yeah, here we are. You were finishing your lunch work. Then was it your assistant or something? It's like, oh, Adam's here. You're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
It's funny. So I think I messaged you on LinkedIn, was it a couple of weeks ago?
LinkedIn, asked me to do this and never done a podcast before, but I'm happy to give it a go, you know?
Yeah, might as well. So then what I'll get you to do to start off with is introduce yourself to the viewers and the listeners if you introduce yourself for the first time.
Hello, my name is Mike Trotter. I'm 45 years old. 45 years of age. I maybe don't look it. Maybe look older. Depends how the light's looking on me. But yeah, married with 2 kids. Got a beautiful wife. She's got a giant medal putting up with me. I'm extremely particular. OCD is probably the right word for it in most people's eyes. But I like everything perfect. And sometimes in life that doesn't always happen. But hey ho, that's what I like to do, and that's who I am. I'm a huge Porsche fan. For people that know me, in my personal time outside of work, I run the Porsche Club for Porsche Club Great Britain, the Cumbria and South West Scotland arm of the club, which is basically organising meets, events for members to enjoy working with the local Porsche Centre in South Lakes, the Parker family. They've been very, very good to the club over the years, so I really enjoy doing that. It's a huge part of my social part outside of work. Really enjoy it. And I've been a huge fan. Got into Porsches really because we used to race in the Carrera Cup Series during the late 80s into early 90s. And it's his fault.
Yeah.
I've spent an absolute fortune on cars.
So when was the first time you bought a Porsche then?
2006.
Yeah.
I bought it with rose tinted glasses, actually. Had to have one, and I bought it from Edinburgh, and it was an import. It was the consulate of Edinburgh car to Hong Kong, I believe. Had a fascination with the movie Bad Boys, always wanted one of them cars, ended up getting one. It was an absolute money pit. It's never been. The old cars need to be well maintained, but I didn't do my research on this vehicle and bought it. It cost me an absolute arm and a leg.
Did you just buy it because it was cheap then?
It looked a nice car. I think it didn't matter how cheap it was, how expensive it was. I wanted that car. Hook by crook, but yeah.
So then you say the maintenance then, what was that then? How much did you have to pay? Yeah,
but it can range from a few pounds for just a screw all the way up to thousands of pounds for parts that you wouldn't expect would be that much. But that's the cost of owning a prestige brand like that in a sports car, especially the early ones, you know. But they're great fun. I know a lot more about them now than what I used to. So.
Yeah. I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so, yeah, from a pocket's sake.
Yeah. Have you got a Porsche now then?
Yeah, got a Porsche now,
What Porsche you got?
I've got a 992. One of the late ones, an Aero kit, and I've also got in bright yellow.
Oh, nice.
I've also got an original first generation box that come out in the early 90s. It's last to the 2.5 manual, so it's a little lovely guards red, black leather, and it's been dry stored for 23 years, and it's only 140,000 miles, but it's absolutely fantastic. It was used in the Porsche production video for the new Centre for South Lakes.
Was it?
So it's a lovely little car.
Oh, that's sick, yeah. So then how did you get into the Porsche Club bit then?
Just from ownership really, and just looked on, I think it was the magazines at the time, and just sort of getting into Porsche Club itself would help me understand the brand and understand how to fix and where to get all the bits and pieces from, and just enjoy the car with other like-minded members. Got into that with a friend who actually works with me now, Tim. We joined the club in 2006, and we used to go all over the country, entering competitions, show and shine, then got to national concourse. Bit to Germany, great show over there, Dinslake, and that's a great show in May, bank holiday. Haven't been for a few years, actually 8 years since I've been. I'd like to go back at some point. But there's great shows and events around the country for all car enthusiasts.
Seems like a cool hobby though, isn't it? Like you can travel with it and so many more people that are passionate about the same thing as you.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are into it more than what you think. Some people have them stored away in garages for years. Some people use them on a daily basis. There's a lot of different people. Met a lot of friends over the years in the car club scene, but really enjoyed it. It's great. It can be costly if you get it wrong, just like anything in life, really. Just cars can be costly.
Hobbies are expensive. I suppose a car as a hobby is even more expensive.
It is, yeah. It's my hobby. That's what I like to do, and it can hit your pocket pretty hard if something goes wrong, but not
part of the fun.
Touch wood.
So then, how did you get to like running the Cumbria in the south of Scotland?
Well, I started off originally. The club used to be made up of this area from Lancashire to Cumbria, basically.
Oh, yeah, that's a big area then, isn't it?
Yeah, big area, and the club's grown over the years. And in 2018, we split, and Cumbria and South West Scotland become its own region. I was the assistant to the guy that ran Lancashire for over 10 years. I was the youngest assistant official back then, and it was great, but obviously it was time to sort of expand and move on, and we'd done that, so it worked pretty well.
Yeah. What made you want to be like the assistant and then in charge of the branch and that kind of thing? 'Cause obviously you're busy with a day-to-day job, but
I think just being at some events and seeing how it was done, and I thought I would like to have a go at that, and I think I can make a difference, and I think I have in some respects,
By doing what, would you say?
Just putting on some quality events, quality over quantity, and over the years I've just tried to better the events that we've done, and I've done that with great success and quite a few of them, and we've had great support from the Parker family that run the South Lakes dealership, the oldest dealership in the country, last independent. They've been fantastic, so I had great support from them guys.
Yeah. So what do you reckon is the most memorable moment that you've done or event? Anything spring to mind? One or two?
Probably I come second in the national concourse.
Second?
Yeah.
How close to first?
I don't know. I didn't get to see the sheets, but that was pretty good, and I got a trophy and prize presented to me by Derek Bell, Le Mans winner.
Oh, okay.
MBE, so yeah.
Oh, class, yeah.
Derek Bell. Yeah.
Oh, nice. So then, what was the second fact then?
These are memorable facts.
Yeah.
I would say I probably got to Germany was one of the highlights of trip I'd done years ago with a group of friends. That was really good. Really enjoyed that. But there's been that many.
Yeah,
it's been that many. But yeah.
Anything you can share for the trip to Germany?
I avoided getting dragged into a club where they're all wearing leather waistcoats and leather hats. Yeah.
What club was that?
I don't know. I wasn't going to get dragged in, but yeah, we had a good time. Yeah, the guys were. It was great. It was great fun. Yeah. It was great fun. Probably the most memorable from there was driving on the motorway through Holland. I had the roof down on the car, and torrential storm come down, and we couldn't pull over fast enough. We're absolutely soaked.
Oh, all the way through the car?
Probably won't forget that, yeah.
Oh, what? So then what else have you on the sheet then? You've got loads of notes, haven't you? So then married and 2 kids, and then extremely particular. Right. So you said about the particular thing before to me, didn't you?
Yes, I did, yeah.
So how would you say you're particular, or what would the team say to you about you being particular?
I like everything clean and perfect. I have to have everything right. And particularly with my car. My car's always got to be clean. That's one fact. I like to keep my house tidy, quite house proud. I just like to be clean and tidy and everything organised.
Have you always been like that, or is it when you got older?
I think probably got older, yeah. As a kid, I didn't really care. I used to roll about in the fields and football and do everything. Yes.
Didn't matter about your room and that kind of stuff?
Not really, no. I've always been quite tidy, but I think, as you got older, just, something's triggered inside of me. I don't know what
it's like everything how it is.
Yeah.
What kind of reaction to do then if it's not the way it is?
I'll just sort it and do it myself.
It's not worth asking.
Yeah.
That's quite good then. Yeah. And then the wife and kids then. So what's it like being a dad and a husband?
Oh, great, yeah. Yes, Sue's a great wife. She works for DRS. 2 kids, they both got Rockcliffe School. Marcus is 7. Katie's 9. Katie's big into dancing. Yeah, my son, he's like the spit of me.
Is it?
He's like a clone. Yeah.
No DNA test needed.
Yeah, no DNA test needed. Definitely not. He's well into his football at the minute because he plays for Carlisle City under sevens, which he loves to bits.
Yeah.
And he goes to training, no limit training. All the coaching that he gets at the minute, they're all great guys. So.
Yeah. It's cool, isn't it, at that age? They just do stuff because they love it, don't they? You can't like force them to enjoy something. Yeah. That's all I'd want if I had kids in the future, just a little boy to play football and stuff.
Yeah. He likes cars as well. He likes Hot Wheels. Yeah, but
he literally just goes something they don't know about. And then, how did you meet your wife then?
It was on a blind date, actually.
Was it actually?
Yeah,
that's mad.
Blind date, yeah.
Who set it up?
It was one of my best friend's wife at the time that set that up.
Mm.
I met her outside Wolves. It was in Carlisle.
Yeah, Wolves, yeah.
Wolves, yeah. So my mum dropped me off, and she was all I had was a picture on a Nokia phone back then. So I didn't know what I was going to walk into, but I just thought, I'll give it a go.
That's crazy.
And the rest is history.
Yeah, bloody hell. And how long have you been together now?
Since 2006.
That's impressive. You wouldn't get that these days, I reckon. No. It's impossible.
Yeah, there was dating sites weren't a thing then. Well, I think there were, but you wouldn't go on one, you know?
No, because it was like a taboo, wasn't it? I remember if someone was on like Match.com or something.
Yeah, it'd be embarrassing.
Like, oh, why are they on that? And now these days it's just swipe. And it's just like too saturated, but
I was extremely lucky.
Yeah, definitely. That's like going on like one of these date shows, isn't it? Like
blind date.
Married at first sight or something. Yeah. So then, what were you like then growing up? Let's talk about little Mike. Growing up.
I was born in Sunderland originally.
Okay. So Sport Sunderland.
Yeah. For Sport Mackham. It's Mackham.
Yeah.
Geordie's Newcastle.
Yeah.
And a Mackham's from Sunderland.
I Sport Everton, and we love Jordan Pickford.
Yeah.
He's a legend.
Yeah, he's good, isn't he?
Yeah, he's so good.
Yeah. So Sunderland born, moved here when I was 2, and my dad come over for work. He was in the same line of business we're in now. And he was selling telejectors, which is like the projection TV, so all the pubs and clubs.
Okay.
Moved to Scotby on Broomfallen Road there many years. Had a great childhood there as a kid. It was fantastic. Playing football every night over the road on the green.
Yeah.
Getting chased off the farmers. balls in the fields. Rope swings. We used to have a little scrambler when I was young, and we used to go down the farm lawn-ins and bridleways, and used to get chased by the guys at the horses, and you couldn't get away with that type of thing now. But back then, it was brilliant. You used to do that on a weekend, and
just like having fun, isn't it?
Oh, it was brilliant. Yeah, I mean, used to do things like used to go to clubs and scouts and in the village, and it was great, you know. And you'd be on your bike and every night and just enjoy being a kid. It was just brilliant.
Yeah. What did you enjoy doing? Was it like the extracurricular, like playing with the friends and that kind of thing, or did you enjoy actual academics at school?
No, I was more enjoyed probably sports and playing about, really. The academic side, it just bored me, really.
Like, get me till we finish and get out there.
Yeah.
So then football, was that a big part of your growing up then, or?
No, not really. I was actually better at rugby than what I was football.
Okay, position.
And scrum half rugby.
Oh, nice.
Football was just basically after school job, playing with the kids, and didn't really play for the school, just more enthusiasm than skill, really. But rugby, I quite enjoyed playing scrum half, and then I played mini rugby with one of my friends that lived over the road, and we used to play for Carlisle all the way up junior level up until I think it was 18, about 17, and used to play for the school as well, first 15. So cricket, used to enjoy cricket as well.
Yeah,
Dad was a big cricket fan, and his dad as well. His dad used to play for Durham, so
really? That's cool.
So quite enjoyed cricket, and then used to play for the school, and then went on to play for Carl as well before I met Sue.
Yeah,
and then that fizzled out. I met Sue. Didn't have enough time.
That's good, because I think sports is such an important thing, isn't it, growing up? So you learn like teamwork and how other people work and other people
it's a great way of meeting friends, you know, and it's great for in the future for bonding and team bonding, and it keeps you fit, active. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, enjoy it, love it.
What did you want to do, or what did you want to be when you were growing up? Was there any aspirations to? Was it a rugby player, cricket player, or did you not really thought?
As a kid, I think one of my first things I wanted to be. There's loads of things I want to be. I want to be in the police, want to be in the army. Used to enjoy more war movies than to dress up as a soldier when I was a kid, like everybody, but enjoyed that. Want to be a racing driver. Would have loved to got into racing, but it's mega bucks getting into that.
Crazy money, isn't it? Like even go-karting or something, you have to spend thousands and thousands.
Yeah, I didn't know what I wanted to do, really. So my dad's always been in this industry, and me being sort of quite technically minded, have sort of been dragged into it, you know. So, so I'm still here now.
So is it just like as soon as you get out of education, you kind of...
No. Went on after school, secondary school. I went on to college to do a pre-uniform course, which is actually a pilot course back then. With one of the guys that still works here now. And that was working with the police, army and emergency services. It was like a pilot course. So we'd done that for a year.
Okay.
When that give you got FA, I think it was level 1 coaching, Duke of Edinburgh at the time. It was first aid. It was just things that got you ready and for the services or the emergency services. And the army were recruiting after that course. I think it was very biased over to the armed services. And I was thinking about possibly going to the armed services and probably trying to join the military police at one point. But then, I don't know if you remember when, before it was Centre Parks, used to be, I forgot what it was called, the rank site of Penrith, before it was Centre Parks.
Before Centre Parks?
Yeah, before it opened, when it originally, they were advertising for lifeguards. Okay. So I had the qualification after college, so I just applied for it when it first opened in I joined a little bit after it opened up. 97, I went there. End of 96, 97. I was a lifeguard there from about 18, 19 up to about 22.
Okay.
So I quite enjoyed that. It was great fun.
One of my mates, he's a lifeguard at Centre Parks, or a lifeguard manager or something. He's been there for like 10 years or something crazy. Yeah. Bet a lot's changed since then.
yeah. It was good. I think as a youngster in your teens, at the time, great money, got you a lot of worldly experience, got to meet loads of people and team bonding. It was fantastic. Really enjoyed it.
A lot of responsibility though, isn't it? Because you are in charge of people's lives.
You are, yeah. Yeah, did I save somebody? I think I'd done it once successful, dragged somebody out the wave machine. But
yeah. It's dangerous, that wave machine, you know.
Yeah. I don't know if I can handle it now, but yeah.
It's just like the little kids when they're on their own, you think, you shouldn't be left.
Yeah. I think it's tightened up now. I think there's less lifeguards now, but more cameras, and they've relied a little bit more on technology. That did come into play when I was sort of at the end of my days there, you know. So they had a lot of lifeguards. I think it was over 100 lifeguards initially when they first opened up that site. Yeah, they used to be everywhere. I just used to cover all bases. But yeah, it was great fun.
Yeah, so you did one save then in the site.
Yeah. I couldn't do it now, standing there for 8 hours in the heat.
Boring, wouldn't it? You would, but like you still have to be concentrating, don't you? If you sit there and you think, like once every for the 4 years you were there. It's mental.
Some great fun.
Yeah. How come you left there then? What was the plan?
Got us to come back here really into work. I used to do it part-time from school on a weekend. Didn't like it. Didn't like fixing machines. It was before digital come in, so it was very mechanical. You had gears and clutches and heater units that called fuses that ran on silicon oil and back then it was quite a messy job and didn't really like it. Didn't like getting my hands dirty.
As you don't when you're younger, do you?
No, didn't really enjoy it. And come back here when I was 22 and then I've been here ever since.
Yeah, that's interesting. So I bet I bet you've developed as a person, a lot's changed, isn't it? Like you say, as the time goes on. So then when you first came into the business, what was the business like then?
In aspect, it was machinery was less reliable because it was digital was only coming into effect really. Probably early 2000s and it wasn't that great. But yeah, we had more bodies then. You need a bit like cars, less reliable, you know, you need more mechanics to fix them. Now you're more of a fitter. But yeah, has it changed? Not really. It's quite similar really. It's just customers' expectations, good customer service has always been our ethos and we've got a good service team.
Yeah. And what was your role when you first came in then full time?
Service technician. Yeah, okay. So I'd be out on the road fixing machines.
Okay, so how would that work then?
You should basically receive your jobs in the morning and you just load your car up or van with your spares and what you need for the day and just go out and go through your jobs. So if you're heading, say, from here to Workington and you had a few jobs in Workington, a few here, you would just work your way out and do them jobs and then just call in, see if there's anything else. Your call handler will call you up.
Okay, so how far was the remit then when you first started? How far would you go? Because I know some of my friends, I think one does like coffee machine repairs and he can go hours and hours away.
Yeah, we basically Carlisle and we'd sort of cover anywhere, basically the whole of Cumbria, South West Scotland, North East, onto Lancashire. Then we grew as a company And we had another branch in Blackpool, still got that now, and one in York at that time. So we'd cover everywhere really. So if there's people off, we'd go over to help and just stay over in York and do the work there, or travel out of Blackpool and help out. But yeah, we'd cover it basically anywhere really.
But you're getting some miles in them, were you?
Oh yeah, you're probably doing 30,000-40,000 a year.
Yeah, that's crazy. Did you enjoy that role then when you first came in?
I quite enjoyed driving, yeah. I really enjoyed doing a lot of driving. Do I enjoy it now as much now? Probably not. You're going to be sick, a few hours. And yeah, but it was didn't mind it,
So then what was the next role after that then? How did things kind of like progress for you? Taking more responsibility, I'd imagine.
When one of the guys retired, he retired, being with us 16 years, I just stepped into his role. That was before the pandemic, and then just progressed there really. Just took over the role of day-to-day running of the service department. And
So what specific role is what was he doing, and how have you kind of stepped into it and maybe changed it? Because I imagine if he's retired, he's probably doing a lot of things for the same amount of time, hasn't it? And you've a fresh set of eyes. Maybe thought, I could improve this here, could improve that there, could do that different.
Yeah. We've done with the help of my team, we've done a lot of things differently, more efficient, I would say we are. And yeah, I'm still very much hands-on. So basically, he was service manager. I took that role, but obviously being a family member, took the service director role. I've moved on from that now, and we've got a new service manager. So I've took on the service director role full time, and obviously I'm just overwatching everything now. So I'm still out in the field, still out on the road. Yeah. I enjoy that. Not as much now as what I was, but I'm still doing it.
Still got what's the phrase?
Handy.
Dip your toe in it.
Still got a hand in it.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. That was a terrible. So then, what's your day to day like? What's the typical day in your life apart from eating porridge, which we said when we were testing the audio?
Yeah, I've got to have my porridge in the morning. Day to day can be ranging from anything from in the office doing paperwork, catching up on emails, to supporting the guys who are going out fixing machines, visiting customers, helping sales, organising the warehouse. It can vary. Each day's different. It's never the same. So it keeps it interesting.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? Like it's different. You don't want everything the same and be just like mundane tasks and you'd be like, a bit bored. But then, so if you had to define your role into somebody, what specifically are your tasks or what are you responsible for in the business?
Probably day-to-day running now. So,
operations kind of thing.
Operations, day-to-day operations. So making sure the service team's run efficiently, sales are doing the job, administration's doing the job. I quite enjoyed helping with the social media wise. I enjoy that, yeah.
What do you enjoy about that then?
I just think, just quite enjoy it really. I think as I do it for the car club side of things, I've tried to make a difference, just try to push the profile of the company, we've never done it before, never advertised, but recently we've tried to really push it forward. We've done quite a bit of sponsorship recently in the past and sort of try to highlight that what we're doing, and we're doing a bit more moving forward. So
yeah, because you mentioned a couple of sponsorships to me, didn't you, before? You're doing the Carlisle City and the Carlisle United and stuff. Yeah,
well, we're going to sign it going up in United for next season. Carlisle City, we do the under sevens away, the new away strip, which I took on at the beginning of the year. And then the opportunity come up to do the first team. So we're doing the first team home and away sponsorship, which I'm quite pleased to be doing. The guys are really friendly, and it's great. It's great supporting a local club, grassroots club like Carlisle City. They're really very welcoming. So I quite enjoy that.
So it's good, isn't it, to give back to the local community? Like just to be generous, and obviously good for awareness for you as well.
Oh yeah, it's great because football's a big part of people's lives, and my son's well into it, and it's got me quite passionate about it, to be honest. So it's great to see him progress, and the coaches and all the other his team members. It's great bonding, and it's great teamwork, and everybody wants the same thing. They enjoy the same thing, so happy to be part of it.
Yeah. Parents are so competitive though, aren't they, for kids football?
Very, it can be.
I remember when I was younger and playing, and you'd be thinking like, chill out, we're only like under nines or something.
I know.
It's like the Champions League final.
I think they want them all to be the next Messi. I think.
It's like none of you are going to make it here, realistically. Because I played for Carlisle United when I was younger.
Right, yeah.
Only 2 of them made it from my age group. Yeah. And obviously at the time you think, oh yeah, I'm going to make it, whatever. But you have to have a team, don't you, to field the 2 best players and stuff. Yes. So Kyle, he plays for Bolton now.
Right, yeah.
In League One, I think. And Patrick plays for Barrow in League Two. So, yeah, they're the only two that made it out of however many people are there. But
very small percentage, Adam.
Yeah, exactly.
You can still be a good footballer. You'd be better than me.
I haven't played for years, so I don't know. Any other sponsorships then, or are they the main two?
Yeah, we've been a very long-term sponsor of our friends at Speed of Sight, which is Mike Newman. He's the Guinness World Records blind speed record holder.
Blind speed record?
Yeah. He was on fifth gear many years ago, and he's the fastest blind man I know anyway. So he's
how fast?
I think he's up to 200 miles an hour. He's on YouTube, and he was on fifth gear many years ago. So he's done that. So Andy's he'd done the water speed record as well, the speedboat, and he's done quite a few things if you look on his channel. But that's been a great charity to be involved with. It's called Inspire 25 member, which is 25 businesses, and they're trying to build on that to help their charity move forward. So it's basically any child or adult that's got any disability, from being blind to lost limbs or unfortunate in any other aspects, they get the opportunity to, the charity sets up so that these kids can actually drive, or adults or teenagers can have a go at driving a little catering track car around a racetrack under the supervision of a race driver with dual controls, which is unbelievable because it can, imagine something like me, if I lose my sight or whatever, and my passion's been behind a wheel and you think I'll never be able to drive again. These guys make it happen. Make it possible
That's
for
amazing,
people.
Isn't it?
So it's a great charity to be involved in.
What made you get involved in that charity, and how did that kind of come about?
Happen?
Opportunity? Yeah, it seems very obviously niche and specific. I don't wonder if there's anything that kind of sparked.
Yeah, well,
that.
I actually met Mike and John at a Porsche club meeting at Lancashire. It must have been over probably 12 years ago, maybe longer. I think probably longer than that. And they were doing a presentation, talking about it. And I speak to the guy, John, and he knew my dad from old. So I said, my dad at the time was suffering with his sight. And we got them up and had a chat, and we signed up straight away. Got our name on Mike's race suit at the time, and the rest is history. Basically, it was great.
It's amazing. It's such a powerful story as well. I'm just like, there's great things that people do, isn't it, that you would never hear of? And stuff.
Oh yeah, they do unbelievable things. What they've done for some of these kids is just. It's just made the dream come true, you know. I mean, to see some of them kids that the first is to drive a catering race car around a track, and they would never ever get the opportunity anywhere else. It's unbelievable. Yeah,
because you take your sight for granted, don't you?
You do, yeah. Yeah, anything can happen, from an accident. You can have an illness. We take them for granted, don't we? Because
I think I'd rather lose my hearing than my sight, because I think sight is probably the most important.
It is, yeah,
isn't
definitely. I think so.
Because if you can't see, then it's just like,
yeah.
So yeah, that's really impressive. That's how long have you been sponsoring them for?
I think it's got to be over 10 years.
Yeah,
I would say.
That's crazy, yeah.
So we've been involved with these guys. So yeah, we just recently. So last year, becoming an Inspire 25 member. So we can go. I think this year I did promise them, and I am going to do it, John and Mike. We are going to come. Yeah, we're going to come. We're going to come to some of the track days and support and meet the.
That would be inspiring, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So we're going to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool story. Any other sponsorships that you want to mention or anything?
Yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah, being involved in that on the football side. Yeah,
that's cool. So then, if anybody isn't sure of what you actually do, then as a business. Yes. So explain to people what you actually do, and maybe let's talk about how it even started, how your dad started it.
Dad's been in the industry since the 70s, 49 years, basically. Photocopies and printers, used fax machines back in the day. When people finished with typewriters, they moved on to photocopiers. He's been in this industry, and he set this up as in 1993's Office Copy Products. And then as he grew, he expanded and bought over other businesses. We changed to Office Technology in 2000. We've been going ever since. We've done various brands over the years, from Ricoh, Develop, Panasonic, Oki. So we've done a lot of the major brands. All the engineers are still here. Some of them are 20 years served, 15 years on average. We've been doing it a long time. We're one of the oldest Lexmark dealers in the country. when they first set up the BSD program. My dad joined that. So we've been doing that for a very, very long time. So we know the products inside out, and we've done Canon for a long time. It was the start of last year, we become a bigger partner for Canon as a silver partner for the Northwest to sell Canon, all Canon products and Canon service centres. So quite proud of that.
Yeah, that's cool, isn't it? So then when it was set up then, do you reckon your dad saw a gap in the market from the typewriters and then he thought, all right, I'm going to go on it?
He was actually working for somebody else called JB Russell's, it was called, over in Newcastle. And he was a salesman, and he used to be a builder. And he just took to like a duck to water. And JB Russell's, when he moved over, he was a salesman. And then when he moved over here, he got us to set the Carlisle branch up as a sales manager. So he'd done that and then progressed, and then he's been doing it ever since.
Nice, that's cool. So then you mentioned about the Canon partnership then.
Yes.
How important has that been then going to the silver partner for you as a business?
Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, Canon are a good partner, global brand, and the support from them it's second to none. Very, very. It's quality product. It's very, very well built is the word.
Yeah,
I could probably use.
Yeah, because I know just from say cameras and stuff, Canon are up there, aren't they?
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, the machines are very, very solid, very well built. Very, very impressed with the stuff.
And the thing you mentioned to me earlier, wasn't it, about transitioning from the old building, having a showroom, to now transitioning online. So what's that transition been like for you? Because I know you said you moved into this place just before COVID, didn't you?
Yes.
And COVID was obviously such a massive part of everyone's business.
Yes.
So how's that time shift been for you?
Yeah, moving, big buildings with big overheads and big showrooms. I think in the past, nobody comes in to see our products anymore now. If somebody wants to see the product, we can always just take it to them. We can do that. Yeah, things are moving more online, word of mouth, social media, that type of thing is the way forward. But yeah, people used to come in and get a demonstration on a machine in a showroom, a bit like a car. I think just a machine's a machine now, just what's the most efficient and the right equipment for those, and they're happy.
Yeah. Convenience as well. I feel like, especially COVID's convenience, like takeaways or deliveries have sped up, haven't they? It seems like the showrooms, people just want to get it delivered and have a look at it and be like, oh yeah, it's sound, rather than taking time out of the day to drive all the way to a showroom, have a look and then decide and then go to another one.
Yeah, I think them days are gone. Yeah, I mean, even people are buying more cars online. Look what happened to Kazoo and organisations like
Hinch. Is it Hinch?
Hinch, yeah. But
Cinch.
Cinch,
something like that.
Yes.
I'm terrible with these words and phrases today.
Yeah, buying things like that online, it just, things have changed, haven't they? So people just want the convenience of not going anywhere.
Everyone's just lazy these days. Click of a button. Yeah. And then also another thing you mentioned was about making everything really sustainable in the warehouse. So is that your idea then, or whose idea was that? Yeah, it was just, we're building a very efficient LED light and heat recovery system. Just, very environmentally friendly, just like our brands, our partners. Their products are very sustainable, environmentally friendly. So that's the path we've gone down. Yeah, because it's such a massive space in there, isn't it? And
huge.
The organisation in there is crazy.
Yeah, we'll do our best
to know where everything is and that. So then, what else have you got planned then for the business, or what else have you got on your notes that you want to touch on?
Yeah, work-wise, we're just sort of doing what we're doing. Just no change for the future, really. Just carry on what we're doing. It's worked. Yeah.
What would you say is going well then, or what do you think's working? It's obviously people that are listening at home, obviously they know what you do now, but our ethos has always been service, and it's been our service team. That's been the core of this business. Just good quality service, and they get to speak to a technician at the end of the phone, a real person that can help them and look after them, and that's what we do. We offer a fast response. We've not changed that model, and it's worked for us. Yeah, because I suppose customer service is one of them things that people always strive towards, isn't it? But they don't always give it, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's a thing now, isn't it? It's cheaper isn't always better, Just everybody's wanting everything for nothing now, and you can do it the cheapest, but to what? The detriment of good service, I would rather pay a little bit more for good service to have somebody come out and look after me and do a proper job.
Yeah, it's like reliability as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like if you're paying somebody peanuts, then yeah, you may get that product cheaper, but if you need like the maintenance or...
Yeah, they've got to think of the longevity. Everything's going up. Cost of materials, your supplies, fuel, gas, electricity. You know, there's got to be a limit, you know.
So give me an example there. I'll give us an example of good customer service from you.
A good customer service.
How do you tell the team to give customer service?
How do I tell a team that they know what to do, really? They're probably telling me more now. But
How do you as a business give good customer service to your customers? And obviously getting people to come back over and over again is...
Yeah, we do. We just look after them. We just, if there's a fault, we fix it. Normally on the first time fix there and then, because we know what it's going to be by the error described to us over the phone by the customer. We'll get to speak to them first before we go out, which then will save potential downtime for the customer. And it'll cut down the travelling time, fixed time, and it'll cut down the cost as well. If we can't fix it over the phone, then we'll go out to the customer and we're there same day, normally within a few hours or less. It depends how close the customer is, but we're there very, very quickly. We could look after them. We do what we need to do, make sure they're happy, and that's where we've always done things.
Yeah, because these days in your industry, would you say that people don't give that over the phone service? Is it mainly online or like these chatbots and stuff, or how is it?
I think some do, but we've got a model that works, and we're not going to follow what other people are doing. We know what works best for us, and yeah, the maybe manufacturers online or bigger consortiums have call centres which they've got to speak to somebody, then they've got to get it redirected, and there's no interaction with the person that's going to come out, you know.
Yeah. So now I want to talk about the social media thing that you enjoy doing now. So then why did you start advertising on social media, and what sparked your interest?
I just think we've never really advertised the company, and what we do. So yeah, just obviously I've got told by some of the younger members of staff here that I'm a dinosaur now because
you shouted for
because Facebook's apparently old hat. It's all Instagram now. So we do Instagram. The girl that does it, she likes Instagram. She says I'm old hat with Facebook, but yeah, we've been pushing the business a lot more on the social media side of things. Quite enjoy it, you know.
Yeah, it's good though. I think social media is important to have a presence, like with your LinkedIn as well. You post on LinkedIn. Do you enjoy doing that then?
Yeah, quite enjoy doing that. Yeah, don't mind.
People are nosy, aren't they? People love to know what people are up to.
Yeah.
Like, I should have got a picture of us before. Let me get a picture now before I forget. Before we get it for social media.
All right,
selfie. Because it's just like what you're up to in your day, and it doesn't have to be anything crazy. I know one of my clients, Ricky, he posted a picture this morning of him and his dog after like a wet dog walk. And it was like, I don't know who's grumpier or wetter today, me or Nigel.
The dog.
Crazy engagement. Yeah. And if you post something work related, nobody cares.
No, they don't know it.
People just love like random shit, which is crazy. Like if you got a dog, just post it and you get loads of likes.
Yeah, nobody. I think nobody's interested. We do at odd times. I think just the girl that says I'm a dinosaur, she'd be laughing now. But yeah, just posting a picture of Prince. Nobody's interested. Boring.
It's just like the truth is that you could post like something that's so like valuable and educational, and everyone's like, oh, post a picture of an animal, a dog. Everyone loves it.
Yeah.
So then you said like COVID. Then how was COVID for you then as a business?
Tough, yeah, but it's been tough for everybody. I think just the same, and nobody knew what to expect. It's just like everybody's looking to me and thinking I'm like the Messiah.
You got the answers.
I've never been here before. I remember we were looking for masks. It was crazy, and initially, we got the builders merchants. Everybody was sold out, and ended up getting some spray painting masks. It looked terrific, but yeah.
So everyone was loving you for that.
Yeah. You getting all the hand gel we could out of the supermarkets and. It was crazy times. Yeah, it just seems a blink of an eye. It's gone.
It doesn't feel real now, does it?
No, it doesn't. No, thank God it's over.
Did you stay open then during COVID, or did you shut and reopen?
Shut the buildings. Yeah, it was just basically we just done sort of helped over the phone, but yeah, just basically closed down just for emergency personnel only, emergency cover.
So then, what would your class as an emergency? And was that if someone's
medical? There was a lot of doctor surgery still open at that time, and agriculture, and emergency services. That would maybe look after the departments that look after their vehicles or whatever, they still had machines with it to maintain. So remember the manufacturer, a lot of people, because a lot of the printers are in COVID wards and things like that, they're printing off the little labels that were going on.
Tests.
Yeah, they're going on the tests, and I think they were going on the paperwork as well. But so looking if we didn't have to go to any of those, but yeah, that wouldn't have been very pleasant.
No, that'd have been like surreal, wouldn't it? It'd be like in a movie or something going in, just like in the suits and stuff.
Yeah. As much help over the phone as possible.
Because can you do most of it over the phone then, or is it?
We can do a lot of it remote fixing over the phone now. We can do that.
Yeah. Is a lot of it just like switch it off and switch it back on kind of thing?
It can be, yeah.
It's always the case, isn't it?
Switch it off, switch it back on.
Oh, it works now.
Yeah.
All right. See you later. Why is that then? Is it just some error with the printers, or
it can be print jobs. It can just be an error. It can be maybe a heater error. It can be anything really. Yeah, just power it off and back on it and clear it.
That's an easy job for you, isn't it? Yeah.
They're the ones we like.
So then, when would you have to go then to see someone in person? What kind of issue?
If it couldn't be fixed over the phone, let's just say the machine was dead and it wouldn't power on, or if it had an error and it couldn't be cleared, we would go out there. Or there'd be some marks on the print or something like that, which would need a technician on site.
So how have the printers then changed over time? Have they developed a lot then since you started with
yeah, they're more reliable now, yeah, digital. Yeah, it's a lot more reliable than they used to be.
Yeah. So do you think they're easy to fix then? Is it more like you say, more fitting or less mechanical, that kind of thing?
It can be. It's more modular units now, a bit more of a fitter, just some of the bigger Canon stuff to do, they're still individual parts that we're going to strip down and replace, sort of going back in time. Quite traditional.
Okay.
But they've got bigger lives as well. The parts have got a lot longer life.
Yeah.
Yeah, just more reliable.
All right. So then also, I was going to ask.
A bit like a car, really.
Would you have a warranty on it as well?
Yeah, machines, we cover them through our service contracts. All the customers are fully covered.
You see like these Kias, don't you? Like 7-year warranty or something like that. Is it similar with the printer?
Yeah, we warrant a lot of it really ourselves. Yeah, it's not the same level of warranty.
Yeah, similar. I was going to say, so since you've been working in the business then, was there any kind of pivotal moment you think it started to kick off, or has it just been like a slow and steady growth over time?
I think it's gone the other way. I think it's quite like telecoms. A lot of people say it can be raced to the bottom, really. It's just who's doing it the cheapest. But I think this industry, a lot of people that have been in it, there's a lack of good people in this industry, especially technicians. Okay. There's a lot of them have gone off to go and do medical equipment, or gone off to go and do IT or other avenues, you know. Why,
just because of better money, or?
I think so, yeah. I think some of it's money, some of it's sick of doing what they've been doing for years. So they moved on to different avenues, you know. So, and I think a lot of the guys started off in this age come from the typewriter era, so like 80s, and they're fixing these machines and got into printers and photocopies and faxes. A lot of them retired, you know. So they've retired. There's been no young blood coming into the industry.
Is that difficult then? Would you say for recruitment and that kind of thing?
Yes, it is. Yeah, to get good quality people. Yeah, there's not many good quality trained technicians.
Yeah. So would you? Train them up then, like apprenticeships and that kind of thing?
I think that's going to be the way forward. So we're going to be looking at next. We're going to be looking at taking some apprentices on.
That'll be good then, I suppose. Then you can train them up and mould them to how
we want them to do it.
Yeah. That'd be interesting
to do it. Yeah.
So you've got the branch here then, and the branch in Blackpool as well.
Yes.
So do you spend much time between the two, or not really?
Not really. I'm down there next week. The guys down there, we've had working for us for 15 years plus. They're just great guys, great loyal members of staff. So they just crack on. They just get on with it. They know what they need to do.
That's good then. So how many team members have you got then across the two, would you say?
12.
12? Yeah. That's a solid base, isn't it then? Yeah. How'd you find then managing the team to enjoy
Absolutely
it?
Fine. Yeah, they're fine. They all know what they need to do. And they don't complain. They just get on with it. Sometimes they complain, but there's
definitely behind your back they'll complain. Because I was going to say, like, managing a team, and that must be difficult to manage different personalities and stuff like that. So how have you learned that or developed your personal skills? Or have you just been looking at everyone's sound?
I think it's called bite my tongue. Bite my tongue off sometimes. Yeah. Everybody's different, and everybody's got their own thing.
Yeah. Like working out how people tick, isn't it? Like what they enjoy and what they're good at. There's there's no point asking someone to do something or improve on something that they're not very good at in the first place, is it? Stick to the strengths.
Yes. Yeah. I've tried to learn that. Yeah.
All right, then. So let's go on to the next part then. So we've got biggest mistakes. So we're going to say personal or business life. We're going to say one or the other, or
Personal.
personal. Yeah.
Well, probably a little bit of.
You can change
I'll
the
tell
two.
you, business-wise, probably not getting involved to this level probably sooner. But then when you're younger, you want to enjoy being young, don't you? You want to enjoy going out and
Just being young.
yeah, just being young. Yeah, and you.
So you're 22, weren't you, when you got in?
Yeah, 22. Yeah,
I know another person did a podcast with one of my other clients, Stephen Jobson from Jobson's Jewelers.
yeah.
He didn't join his family business until he was about 24 because he was just going out, partying and enjoying himself, you know what I mean? And then he just came in and he wasn't really that bothered when he first started out.
Yeah.
There's no right or wrong time to do it, is there?
Not really.
Difficult in
No.
the family business as well.
It is. Yeah. Just young and probably just enjoying, being young, doing the lifeguard job, getting the money that way, and just blowing all money on motors, you know, and going out really. But yeah, that was what it is. But yeah, just enjoying hanging out with my mates and
Yeah, because then you said that you wish you got in a bit earlier then.
yeah.
So why would you say that then? Or do you reckon it was more just you wish you'd taken on more responsibility earlier?
Probably more responsibility earlier, I would say, definitely.
Okay. Why then would you just...
I think just because there's other people in place that were doing the roles and I didn't need to. In hindsight, probably should have pushed a little bit harder earlier, but hey, hindsight's a wonderful thing, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And there's no right or wrong time, is there?
Not really. Well, the biggest regrets, I regret definitely not buying a house sooner. I think everybody else should have as well. And blowing all my money on cars. Yeah, you can't live in a car, but you can live in a house.
Yeah, that's true.
I wish I'd done that sooner.
So what happened with the house then?
I bought my first house up at Garland's Carlton Grange. That would have been about 2003, 2002. I think it was a 90, it would have been about a 99 build. Yeah, I loved it up there. I was up there 11 years and then I live up at Crindledike now near Rockcliffe. Kids got Rockcliffe schools. So yeah, I wish I'd bought up there sooner, definitely.
Yeah, nicer up there.
Yeah.
More quieter and secluded, would you say?
Yeah, it's ideal. But
Rockcliffe's nice, isn't it? Yeah,
the kids got a Rockcliffe school, lovely little village school, lovely.
I remember playing football against Rockcliffe School, I think.
Yeah.
Got the pitch side. Well, they've got Astro there now.
Yeah.
I remember when I played there, it was all just grass.
Yeah.
That was my first match I played football at primary school. I remember that.
They've got AstroTurf, then they've got a little sports field at the back, and it's got a great pub in Rockcliffe. The Crown and Thistle, that's good. But we live a few miles just down the road at Crindledike. But it's a nice village. It's a nice community.
And then the cars then.
Oh God, yeah. Probably regret. Probably the biggest car regret selling was, and I think all my friends keep telling me this, but there's nothing I can do about it. Was my Nissan Pulsar GTIR. Love that car. Yeah.
When did you have that then?
I got that at that would have been about 2001 and sold it in about 2003 or 2. Yeah, spent a fortune on that, but I loved that car. Yeah, it was great. It was in a magazine. I was in the Banzai magazine, 10 of the best UK.
Really?
Yeah. He went out to Turnweston Aerodrome. That was good. Got a VCR of it. Yeah.
A VCR?
Yeah, video, yeah.
So then, why did you regret selling that then? Or why did your mates always say to you, oh, you shouldn't have sold that?
I think just it's one of them childhood vehicles that you think it just sticks in your head, but just the values of them now, they're like rocking horse shit now, you know. You see, you just
silly money.
Yeah, silly money for what they are, and they're just hen's teeth. You don't see them. You don't see them.
So when you're saying you're spending all this money, then how much money do you reckon you pumped into that Nissan then?
Back then, probably 20 grand to modify it. Probably
20 grand in 2001 as well.
Yeah, probably going back that far. Yeah,
that's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a lot of money.
Did you make any money on the car or not?
No, lost it. Lost a lot.
Well, the 20 grand.
I sold it for 6 grand. 6 grand back then. There was a deposit.
You didn't have your wife then, did you?
No, there was a deposit for the house.
Oh, that's
6
great.
grand.
What, so you pumped that money in and then you sold it like a couple of months after?
Yeah, the guy was rubbing his hands and come all the way up from down south in a little van with his driver and big jerry cans of fuel and took it away.
It's a good story to tell, though.
Yeah.
And then what about the Porsche? And what's the biggest regret of the Porsches that you've had?
Probably buying the first one, maybe selling the first one because that'd be worth a fortune.
Yeah.
It'd be worth a fortune, but I think I would have spent Probably more than what I would have got back on the first one.
I suppose it's just like the thrill of trading them, isn't it? And buying and selling and getting new ones.
Yeah, well, I don't tend to swap things very often. Yeah, it was probably the right thing to get rid of that.
Yeah.
When you see how much they are now, you're like, oh. No.
And then what have you got your eye on another Porsche then? What Porsche have you got on your eye for next?
I've always got my eye on something. Yeah. I'm just going to stick with what I've got at the minute.
Yeah.
Because the garage might be listening.
If the garage wasn't listening, what would you say? Oh, I like that.
Probably maybe a Boxster Spider or a GT3 maybe. Yeah, probably one of them.
Yeah, what colours? You got a yellow one, haven't you?
Yeah, probably like maybe Python green or white or something.
Oh, yeah, green one would be cool. You want something that stands out, don't you?
Yeah, eye-popping, yeah.
Right, the last thing we're going to do, I don't think I told you about this, we're doing new on the podcast, because most people say the biggest regret or biggest mistake, they don't have any.
Right.
They always say, it's the paper's down.
Yeah, the paper's down.
They always say, if I've made a mistake, it's a learning lesson and that kind of thing, which is true, isn't it?
Yeah.
But normally what I'll say now is what makes you happy? Fundamentally, what makes you, Michael, happy?
What makes me happy? My family. I don't like change. I hate change.
Like what don't you like changing?
I'm just a creature of habit. I think I like the same thing every day, like my porridge.
Yeah. I eat the same every day as well, to be fair.
Yeah. Sometimes change is good.
Yeah.
Things do change and I go, oh yeah, that is good.
Yeah.
I quite enjoy that. But
when it's changed, you need someone to just like show you how it's done and show you how
force me into it. I need to be forced.
Like, oh yeah, that does make sense.
I need to be crowbarred into change.
At least you're honest, yourself aware. That's good. So yeah, what makes you happy then? Your family and what else?
What else? Yeah, family, looking after people. I quite enjoy seeing enjoyment, looking after people. That's why I quite enjoy doing the car club, because I like to see the enjoyment that people get from the events that I put on. I quite enjoy that.
Smiles on the faces.
Yeah, I enjoy that. Yeah, really enjoy that.
Just like, oh yeah, I did this event or I organised this event.
I enjoy looking after people, enjoy giving good customer service. I enjoy treating people the way I would like to be treated. That's the way I've always been.
I think it's important, isn't it? Because especially having your own business, you need to put everyone else first, don't you? Like your team or your customers and that kind of thing. And then you kind of take a back seat, don't you? Because you're thinking, I'm trying to make all these people happy before myself. But yeah, so what else would you say? Obviously Porsches do.
What else? I like keeping my family happy. Yeah. Like I like seeing enjoyment of the kids when they get something or they do something that they enjoy. Can't see the smiles on the face. Yeah.
Put you on the spot there anyway.
Yeah.
No, I think that was a really good answer. And then let's do some plugs then. Where can people find your social media websites?
Right.
If they wanted to come down to the showroom.
Number one, because I'm the dinosaur, I would say Facebook first. That's probably old hat to you now, isn't it?
It's a good one though. Facebook. I think loads of people I spoke to lately on the podcast, they say that Facebook's been their main thing to build their community and that kind of thing.
I would say Facebook, LinkedIn. We've not had Twitter, but I might look at Twitter. I don't know. I don't know if that's really old hat or what. I don't know, but Twitter. We haven't got anything on YouTube. We should maybe look at that. Maybe take your leap on that. Instagram, we're doing a bit more on that, but it's more pictures Instagram, isn't it? I don't know how that would tie into what we're doing.
Videos, you need to do videos.
Videos, yeah.
Videos is the one, like reels and stuff.
Yeah. I need to do that. Yeah, I need to look at that.
Yeah, everyone, is it just Office Technology Corporation on all the handles and stuff?
Yeah.
And that'd be good. And what's the website? www.officetechnology.
otcorp.co.uk.
otcorp.co.uk.
Yeah.
Right, everyone, make sure to follow and visit the website. So if everyone's watching on YouTube, make sure to subscribe to the podcast, to like the video, comment your favourite part. Any questions for Mike, comment below. If you listen on Spotify, Apple, make sure to follow the podcast and leave a 5-star review. And see you next time. Bye.